Welcome to the Rally Connex GPS Operation Guide video. I'm Lee Martin, KTM Canada Ambassador and owner-operator of Rally Connex. In this video, we're going to teach you everything you need to know about your GPS and how to operate it for your upcoming event. We'll be talking about Garmin Basecamp, GPX file transfers, how to operate your GPS, and map selections. So let's get started. You'll receive an email with a GPX file attached. Download that GPX file onto your desktop, and then we're going to open it up into Basecamp. For those of you that don't use Basecamp and can transfer a GPX file directly to your GPS unit using Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, you can skip the Basecamp section. Okay, now that we've got our files, we'll need to download Basecamp if we don't have it already, so we can install the files onto our GPS. So we can simply go to Google. We can do a search for Garmin Basecamp. And here it is. Open it up. Takes you to the Garmin's webpage, and you can scroll down and either download the Windows version or the Mac version. So we'll download the Windows version, install it, and then open it up onto our computer. Now that the program's been installed, we can open up Basecamp on our computer. And the first thing we need to do is create a folder to put all of our information in for our event. So, File, New, List Folder. And we're going to call it My Event. And then within that folder, we're going to import our files. So File, Import into My Event. And coincidentally, the GPX file we download is called My Event. Hit Open. Each event will have its own different name of file. Okay, and then we can see a preview of it on the screen. So for example, we're going to have track files in there, we're going to have waypoint files in there, and a whole assortment of things, all which is included in the event. Once we're done reviewing those files, we can plug our GPS into the computer. So as we can see, it's found the GPS. We can close these windows off. And we can notice that over here now under devices, we have our Montana 600 plugged in. With our internal storage, it shows our map, everything. So what we need to do is take the details of my event and put them into your internal storage. There's a couple different ways to do this, but the quickest and easiest way is to click on it, drag it to the internal storage, let it go. You'll see a yellow symbol there, a green line that indicates it's loaded, and then a green check mark that says it's loaded, good to go. Then we can right click on internal storage and hit eject. If eject doesn't show up, you can always try to right click on your worldwide map and hit eject from there, and that also ejects the unit. Done. Now it's on your GPS, ready to go for the event. Some newer GPSs don't require Basecamp, like the Nuvies, the Treads, and the Overlands, etc. You simply just plug it into your computer with the USB cable. Once your computer recognizes it, and it may take a moment, and there it is, it's recognized it. If it doesn't recognize it automatically, you may have to go into your GPS and put it into computer USB transfer mode. In the internal storage in your GPS, you will see a bunch of folders. One of them will be a GPX folder. In that folder is where you put your GPX file you got downloaded from your email. So we have our file called myevent.gpx. We just click and drag it in. And it's simple as that. It's on your GPS. Okay, so now the GPS is loaded and it's on the bike, let's fire it up. Okay, agree to the terms. And right away on the Nuvies and the Overlands and the Treads, they'll say a GPX file was found, import now, hit yes. You want to select My Event, which was the file we uploaded, and hit OK. We want to select all, so we want to bring in all the waypoints, all the tracks, and if there's routes, we bring in the routes. We're going to put it into a new collection. In this case, we're going to make a new collection, and we're going to call it My Event. It could be the name of the event, whatever. And then import. Some of you won't have collections, so you simply just import the files. And now, as you can see, all the items from our GPX file are now loaded in to the collection. Waypoints and tracks. Okay, now let's find out how we navigate them. We're on our home screen, and it's pretty simple. We're going to go to our apps, and we're going to go into tracks. Here are all the tracks listed throughout the day. At the riders meeting, you'll be notified which ones you're supposed to activate at certain days at certain times. So in this case, we want day 1, R1 in the AM. Shows you a preview of the said track, the total distance of that track, and then we can simply hit go. We want from start to finish. The track highlights in a purplish pink color, and we start navigating. It tells us how close we are to the finish, and our speed, and all these things can be changed in your GPS, but the basics are there. We can also zoom in and zoom out to get a closer look at the track, or zoom out to see the entire thing. Once we start driving, the little blue cursor follows the track as long as you're on it, and all is good in the world. When you're done navigating the track, we simply go back to our main menu, we go into our apps, we'll go back into tracks, and we'll say we want day 1, R1 in the PM, the afternoon ride. Shows us a preview of that track, the total distance again, and we hit go from start to finish. You can see that it's highlighted right here for navigating. Let's say that you want to navigate to a particular waypoint. Let's say you just want to skip out on the trail and you want to go to the lunch stop to meet up with everybody. It's easy. They'll be in your GPS listed under waypoints. We'll go where to, waypoints, lunch, and go. Depending on how your GPS is set up, it will show you as the crow flies how to get there, or you can set it up so that it navigates the roadways that are on your map base installed on your GPS. And that looks like this. Go where to, waypoints, lunch, go. It'll calculate a track for us, and then we're ready to navigate. It's taking me down to the highway.
Please drive to highlighted route.
Sometimes the GPS will talk to you, sometimes it won't. And we follow that all the way to our lunch stop, like so. For the Garmin handheld units like the Montana, the Oregon, the eTrex, this is a much simpler process to access the track logs and the waypoints. Simply, if you want to go somewhere, you would hit where to, scroll until you see tracks. Click on it, and there are our tracks loaded. So again, day 1, R1 AM. Gives us a preview of that track. We can hit go. The track turns into a purple line, and we can follow it. Again, we can zoom in to see more detail of that track, or zoom out. Some older handheld units don't allow you to click where to and then select tracks. So what you need to do is find your track manager section of the GPS, which is right here. In there, it will list all the tracks for you. Again, go on the same track. It gives you a bit more settings. You can have it show on the map, so it's permanently printed on the map until you turn it off. Or you simply go to the map icon, you preview it again, and just like before, you hit go, highlights it in pink, and as you go along throughout the day, your little cursor will follow the trail. And it tells you different information at the time if you have it set up, like the distance to the destination. This track is at 9.88 kilometers. Estimated time of arrival is that time, so on and so forth. It's totally up to you. To find waypoints, that's really simple. Where to, waypoints, and then you could select the waypoints, i.e. you want to meet someone at the lunch stop. There it is, hit go, and then again, depending how your GPS is set up, it either navigate you in a straight line, or in this case, it's navigating me down roads to the lunch stop. When you finish where you're going, you can hit where to again and stop the navigation or find another. We'll just click stop. That way we know it's completely stopped. Then where to again, find our tracks. We're going to activate the next one. Day 1, R1, PM, which means the afternoon route. It shows us a preview of that route. In this case, it's drawn in red. It could be a different color at the event. Depends on what the organizer decides to do. Hit go, and it'll highlight it. Now, since again, we're miles and miles away, we will have to go and find it on the map, or it will be where we're sitting geographically based on the longitude and latitude coordinates that the GPS is picking up from the satellites. It can be really important to understand how to mark a waypoint for safety reasons. For example, if you need medical support, you'll have to let them know your longitude and latitude coordinates so they can put it into their GPS to find you out in the middle of the bush. Learn how to mark a waypoint on your GPS. All GPSs have a different way of doing it, but primarily it's mark waypoint. It'll show you longitude and latitude coordinates. This is an industry standard and it's understood across the world. Your degrees by north, and then west, your degrees. You give this information to rescue or event support help, and they'll be able to find you. Let's say you've had to leave your bike in the bush overnight because it's broken down and you're gonna come pick it up the next day. You want to save this waypoint. So simply just hit save. You can change the name. And hit save. Let's talk about your GPS map orientation. This means how your cursor reacts on the map to tell you which way you're going. In most cases, your orientation should be track up. Let's see how we change those options. First, we want to get into our home menu and get into our settings. Then select map display or the map button. Some GPSs call it driving map view. Some just simply have another map icon button. In this area, you'll find different settings called track up, north up, some say 3D, or some say automotive mode. We want to select track up. By selecting track up, it'll make your map rotate on screen whichever direction you're pointing while you're riding or navigating. This setting makes it very easy to operate the GPS and confidence inspiring. Your GPS is only as good as the map set that you install on it. A map set is basically a map you would purchase or download online that you can install in your GPS to show you more details of your surroundings. For example, all GPSs come with the global map. It's a real basic map that shows major highways, some landmarks, and it's not routable. When you start upgrading your map to, let's say, something like the Garmin Topo, it has quite a bit more detail in it. So it'll show you a lot of surrounding roads, waterways, and topographical lines. But sometimes these roads are out of date and they can lead you to mistakes. If you really want to get a great map set for your GPS with high detail, you want to look at Backroads map books. This map set has extreme amount of detail and it's extremely accurate. So as you're navigating throughout the event, you will see side roadways and waterways that will help you guide your way through the event more efficiently and make it a lot more fun. We highly recommend that you purchase the Backroad map books for your GPS for your next event. I hope this short video has helped you better understand how to operate your GPS for your upcoming event. That's all for now, so we look forward to seeing you on the trails. This video is possible by Radio World, KTM Canada, and Tech Moto. Thank you for your support.